Hello, welcome to another episode of With the Easy. And in this episode, we'll show that how you can combine liquid chromatography data and mass spectrometry data into a amazing 3D plot as the one shown here. As always, we'll start with the source of the 3D plot, and you can find this on the DV4C GitHub repo. It's under the directory called LC mass data, and we are trying to reproduce this 3D coplot. Um, and the raw data we'll use is living under the same repo and the same subdirectory. And these are the three CSV files here. So we'll use them to reconstruct this 3D plot here. And as always, we'll use our tool, ChatGPT, here to help us go through that. To start at, we'll need to make a Jupyter notebook. Like, let's call that house mass 3D plot. All right. And if you have followed my channel, in the previous videos, we have learned that the best way to work with ChatGPT is really to describe your data and how you want to plot it as detailed as possible to the model. So it can help you to generate the codes with the most success rate for the first run. So for that, let us take a look at the data we have here. So for illustration purposes, we have already downloaded those three CSV files in our download folder. So let's take a look at each of them. We have discussed how you can use pandas to show the structure or the metadata of your CSV file. So we'll not just repeat that here, but let's take a look. So these are the example first 5 rows from each CSV files we'll use today in this to generate the 3D plots. And if we think this 3D plot exists in a, say, right-hand 3D axis, then obviously the retention time will be your actually the rising mass will be your x-axis, retention time will be your y-axis, and the signal will be the z-axis, which is not shown here. This will help us to describe what we want to do with ChatGPT. And as you can tell, what's happening here is that our LC data was plotted on the YZ plane, if you call that, and our ESI plots or our mass spec data are plotted as single lines along the y-axis, but each line is basically existing in this separate XZ plane. So let's see what we can describe all that to ChatGPT and that it help us to generate the plot. Can you show me the Python codes? Okay, we get the Python code here, and it's basically rereading all the CSV data. We have already read that in, so we modify the codes accordingly. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, and we can tell that the plot generated really didn't seem to match what we want here. Um, So what's going on here is that the x-axis actually have both the mass and time shared. So that's not what we want. Let's clarify that. Let's see whether we can copy this side. All right. Now it's a lot better, right? We have a LC data line. There are some mass spectrometry data, but it just show up pretty weirdly. Let's see what we got here. Let's see whether the ChatGPT can just solve our puzzle by us describing what we saw in the plot. On the y-axis. Now this is a lot better, right? We can tell that this is our LC data, which is pretty similar to this one, and this are our mass spectrometry data. What's left is that the vertical line seems to be pretty weird in terms of the timestamps highlighted in the yellow color here. I think will be helpful for us to further inspect and ask ChatGPT to improve this plot is to zoom in into the relative region that we're interested in. And as we are inspired by this plot, looks like the retention time range is probably from 15 to 25 minutes. And the mass here obviously is by relative mass instead of absolute mass plotted here. So we can let it fix those three aspects first. We that to this. Okay, now it looks not too bad, except that this is plotting at the relative mass equal to 0 points, and that's not really what we want. And there also seems to be much fewer mass spec choices than what we saw in this plot. Here, let's see what we got here. Okay, now it fixed the LC trace. It really doesn't seem to fix the mass spec. And as actually ChatGPT hinted here, this issue might arise from overlapping traces. And if we examine the plot that we got from ChatGPT, it does look like, now, let's take this line, for example. There are clearly two colors got plotted on the same line. And I'm wondering why that is. I have to add in this line to confirm that the reason we're seeing fewer fraction mass spec traces was indeed because when the trace was plotted, its retention time use was forced into an integer rather than a float value. Let's see whether we can resume the discussion with ChatGPT. Can you fix it so that y are both values? Okay, now we fix the number of fractions. Albeit ChatGPT didn't really catch that itself. And I think the only thing that I need to fix in this plot is that the retention timestamps are horizontal lines instead of vertical lines in this plot. Let me reuse some of our previous description. Okay, now I copy in the very early description we gave to ChatGPT, as well as our current codes. I'm describing some of the issues we need ChatGPT to fix right here. So we change the fractions timestamp line from horizontal to vertical. Drop the offset in the timestamp line. Okay, I don't think that's helpful. And basically lost the context here. So let's help ChatGPT out a little bit. Fraction timestamp lines should be in leftmost plane, leftmost XZ plane, and they should be vertical. So I don't think this code is right because ChatGPT didn't quite understand the vertical. So it thinks that vertical means that anything along the y-axis. Well, actually, when obviously human beings are talking about in a 3D plot, it's most likely that by vertical we mean that it's in the z-axis. We asked ChatGPT to fix the z value of each timestamp line to the corresponding signal of the LC data, which is basically what we saw here. All right, let's see how this works out. Hey, it's a lot better. So now this plot looks very similar to what we saw here with some other simple format changes. And I think I will conclude our session here today. If you really like this video, please hit the like button and share that with your friends. Also, if you have any questions or any other plots that you would like to see ChatGPT uh, help you plot, make sure you leave a comment in the comment area. With that, I'd like to thank you all again for watching this video and supporting this channel, and I'll see you in the next section. Thank you all. Bye.